not a success story yet. Someone asked me to write it down anyway. Someone in this thread asked a few weeks ago if anyone mid-climb wanted to share, said they were tired of only reading the endings, said they needed to hear from someone who is still in it. That is me. So here. I am 28 years old. I live in Kansas City, Missouri, in a one-bedroom apartment I share with a cat who has more opinions than most people I know. I work at a property management company doing leasing and tenant coordination. I make $39,000 a year. I have about $1,100 in savings, a small Roth IRA I opened 8 months ago with $200 and have been adding $50 a month to since, and a credit score that went from 512 to 641 in the last 14 months. That is not a success story. That is a before picture that is starting to look like a during. I want to tell you about the years I lost, not because I am proud of them, because I think they are more common than this thread usually reflects, and someone reading this right now might be living them and might need to know they are not uniquely broken. I graduated high school fine. Not great, fine. I enrolled in community college because it seemed like the thing to do, and I was not wrong about that. It was the thing to do. I just did not do it. I went to class for about 6 weeks, and then I stopped going, and I did not officially withdraw, so the grades hit my transcript like small explosions, and I owed the college money I did not have, and I just kind of quietly stepped away from the whole situation and hoped it would resolve itself. It did not resolve itself. I got a job at a restaurant, then another restaurant, then a retail job I liked better, then another retail job. I moved twice. Once because my roommate situation collapsed, and once because I wanted to change, and change felt like progress, even when it was not. I had a relationship for 2 years that was fine in the same way my high school grades were fine. Not terrible, not going anywhere, just occupying space. I was not unhappy, exactly. That is the thing about drifting that nobody tells you. It does not feel like drowning, it feels like floating. You are moving, sort of. Things are happening, sort of. And it is only when you look up after a few years that you realize you have covered no distance at all. I was 25 when I looked up. I was sitting on my couch on a Tuesday afternoon on my day off, eating cereal and watching a television show where a girl the same age as me was sitting on her sofa in her shared apartment, eating cereal, wondering if she was going to be doing the same thing in 10 years. That's when it hit me. If I kept doing exactly what I was doing, I would be sitting on this same couch in 10 years, possibly the same in another 10 after that. That was the whole revelation. It was profoundly uncinematic. I did not immediately get my life together. I thought about getting my life together for about another 4 months before I did anything. I am telling you that because I think people skip that part, and it makes everyone else feel like they are failing when they have the realization and then do not immediately transform. You are not failing. You are just human. The gap between knowing and doing is real, and it is not a character flaw. It is just friction, and friction can be overcome with enough consistent pressure. The first thing I did was deal with the community college situation. I called them. I explained what had happened. I set up a payment plan for what I owed. It was not a large amount, but it had been sitting there for 3 years, accruing weight in my head. Paying it off over 8 months cost me less than I thought and freed up more mental space than I expected. Debt has a gravitational pull that is hard to explain until you have paid something off and felt the atmosphere change. I picked up waitstaff and catering shifts on the side to generate extra income to pay it down faster. I treated it like a game. It was free money to throw at the debt if I just showed up and did the work. The second thing I did was pull my credit report. I had been avoiding this the way you avoid looking at a mess you made. It was bad, but it was not unsalvageable. There were 2 collections accounts, one medical and one from a phone company. There were several missed payments from the community college period. There was not a lot of positive history because I had not had any credit cards and had been paying everything in cash or debit. I disputed what could be disputed. I settled the collections for less than the full amount, which is possible more often than people know. You just have to call and ask. I opened a secured credit card with a $200 deposit and used it for one small recurring charge and paid it in full every month. I did not touch the credit card for anything else. I treated it like a bill, not a resource. The third thing I did was figure out what I actually wanted to do. This one took longer. I did not have a calling. I had vague interests and a general sense that I wanted to be useful and make enough money not to be stressed about it all the time. I found the property management job by accident. I was applying for anything in an office that did not require a degree I did not have, and the job listing mentioned training provided, and I figured it was worth a try. I am not where I want to be yet. $39,000 is not enough to build on quickly in this city. My savings are thin, my retirement account is small, I am behind where I would be if I had started at 22 instead of 26 or even 18. But it is better than starting 2 years from now or 4. You do not have to be perfect. You do have to be eager enough to get ready. Here is what I know from inside the climb that I did not know before I started climbing. The debt is not permanent. The credit score is not permanent. The lost years are gone, but they did not take everything with them. The skills I built in jobs I was not paying attention to are real and transferable. The patience I developed without trying is worth something. The knowledge that I can sit with discomfort without running from it, which I learned the hard way over several years of low-grade drift, turns out to be one of the more useful things a person can have. I am taking classes, some online and some in person, through the community college I owe an apology to and have paid my debt to. This time with a Pell Grant covering the expenses. If someone has not told you yet, you do not have to pay back grants. It is not a student loan. Look it up. A Pell Grant at most community colleges should cover a full semester, but does come with requirements. Do the research. I am working toward a property management certification that will bump my salary and open doors to positions with more responsibility. I have a plan that is not a fantasy. It is a list of specific steps with specific costs and specific timelines, and I look at it every couple of weeks and update it. Some of the classes also apply toward other certifications, so with a few extra courses, I can add more to my resume without starting over. The Roth IRA has $260 in it now. That is the least impressive number in this entire post. But it exists, and it is mine, and every month it gets a little less unimpressive, and that is how this works. Someone asked in this thread for a mid-climb story. Here is what mid-climb actually looks like from the inside. It looks like a Tuesday where you do the thing you are supposed to do, and it does not feel like anything yet. It looks like a credit score that went up 19 points last month, and you checked it 3 times because you wanted to make sure it was real. It looks like a savings account that is not enough, but is more than 0, which is what it was. It is not cinematic. It does not have an ending yet, but it is moving, and it is mine, and that is more than I had at 25, eating cereal on a couch on a Tuesday. I will come back and write the rest when there's more to write. For now, this is what I have. I hope it is useful to someone.